In this video, I will be talking about the stuff that's going to kick in the Japanese PSO2 because of the new Genesis trailer. If you haven't seen my reaction to it, upper right corner or in the description. If you want to look at the videos without any sort of commentary, the original videos themselves, you can look in the description. There will be links to that, and then there will also be links to the the English North America version of PSO2, and then there's also Bump that is listed down there because I'm gonna pull that up in a bit and talk about the stuff that's gonna happen and some factual information about NGS. That is the wrong thing I want to pull up. Where the fuck are you? Here we go. So this can be found once again in the description. If you want to hear my opinion right away, look in the description as well. There will be a time skip. I'm just going to be reading this as it is. I'm going to save my opinions for later. But New Genesis is a massive overhaul to Phantasy Star Online's 2 game system, graphics engine, and character creation system. The game will be reborn as an open-field online RPG taking place 1,000 years from PSO2's original story. Both PSO2 and PSO2 NGS will coexist, allowing you to switch between both titles on the same account. In PSO2 NGS, you'll gain new abilities to traverse the expansive terrain with Photon Glide and Photon Dash. The new enemies you'll face are known as dolls, but not much is known about them. PSO2 NGS will have an updated graphics engine that allows you to create even more gorgeous characters than ever before. Characters will now have the ability to move their fingers, and you can even change the luster on the character's skin. You can place more accessories and change their locations. PSO2 NGS character creation system will be compatible with PSO2, allowing you to freely decide which version you want to use. PSO2's graphic engine will be renewed, enabling you to use characters from PSO2 NGS system into PSO2. All character creation data, including items related to lobby actions and previously registered data, will be compatible with PSO2 NGS. What carries over? Just note that this is subject to change. The following items obtained from PSO2 cannot be used in PSO2 NGS. Skill rings, consumable items used for grinding, growth, and battle. Boost items, material items, room items. Player data. Cash currencies such as ARX cash and star items can be used in both PSO2 and PSO2 NGS. However, in-game currencies such as Peseta and Fund, etc. will be held separately in each game, since this can greatly affect the balancing of the economy. Character growth data will not be shared across each version. Character levels, experience, class skills, photon arts, and techniques. Weapon units and mags. Weapon units and mags obtained from PSO2 can also be used in PSO2 NGS. However, the functions, performance, and appearances will change within PSO2 NGS. For example, the weapons. While the design of the weapons will remain the same, the stats, special abilities, and potentials will be different from PSO2. High rated weapons will not be equipable until the character reaches a certain level. If a class that can use a weapon type is not available in PSO2 NGS, then that weapon cannot be used until that class is released. Units. In PSO2 NGS, units are protective armor that are invisible. Even units obtained from PSO2 will be invisible in PSO2 NGS. A unit's stats, special abilities, and potential will be different from PSO2. High rarity units will not be equipable until the character reaches a certain level. And then mags will not affect your stats nor aid you in battle. However, their evolution device information will be shared from PSO2. So if you have a certain look for your mag, it will carry over. It's just that your mag is just gonna float beside you. That might change. I have no fucking clue. And when it comes to the available platforms for North America, for NGS, Xbox One, Windows 10. For Japan, it's gonna be PC, PlayStation 4, Nintendo Switch Cloud, and PC Cloud. Let's talk about the campaign. Now, from July 25th to August 19th of 2020, you would want to log in so you can get the one-time reward, which is the bonus key Tokyo Rainbow times 1, bonus key Tokyo Go times 3, Tri Boost 150% times 5, extra Tri Boost plus 100% times 5, and then the lobby action 136 air guitar times 1. And if you log in each day during the campaign period, you get 1 million ticket up to 10 max. Returning players. If you let someone classified as a returning player join your team, you and all your team members will receive the following items. Bonus key Tokyo times 1, Tri Boost plus 150 times 1, Experience Tri Boost plus 100 times 1, 130 Lobby action 130. Terminal operation times 1. Let me talk about this first, and then I'll go into future thoughts and concerns and all that about Genesis. So, you would definitely want to fucking log in during this time. This is like a good 3 weeks plus a couple of days. Like, this is a one-time thing, sure, but this is fucking good, especially with that rainbow key. Getting a fucking rainbow key is hard. I think it's complete RNG to get it, and the only way to get this fucker is through feature quests if you're really fucking lucky. But bonus keys can give you a shit ton of relevant items that you need for Japanese PSO2. So yeah, make sure you do that. Gold key, obviously good. Booster's good, and then free lobby action. The big thing though is like, if I'm reading this right, when it says up to 10 max, that means 10 goddamn 1 million experience ticket every fucking day. So if it's roughly around like what, 3 weeks, do 7 times 7 times 10, that's 70. Do 70 times 1 million. You get 70 million goddamn experience ticket. Once again, if this is saying that you can get 10 a day. Now, if it says you can get 10 max from like just logging in between this month, I would say, you know, that's okay still. That's free 10 million experience. Either way, you would want to log in just so you can get these experience tickets. So if you haven't seen that video, once again, upper right corner or in the description. This was right after, that recording was right after I was watching the E3, and it was more of an aftermatch and me just telling it to the people around me because I was just lobby fagging. Yeah, holy shit, I did not expect Sega to just like slap me across the face again. They did that already with the previous E3 trailer talking about North America PSO2, but now they got this thing coming out, and once again, most likely they showcased it because Microsoft is backing it up over there in NA because North America PSO2 is a thing now. So yeah, I did not expect it. Now, some people knew about it because of various approaches or various little snippets or data mining or other methods that allowed them to get a glimpse to what might have happened. I was not fully fucking aware of it, and when they showed this on the E3 trailers, I was just fucking dumbfounded. I was just sitting in my chair, and then I saw that title. The moment I saw Sega's fucking logo, I was like, hold up a second. Sega usually doesn't showcase their fucking title on this thing. This is supposed to be Microsoft, right? E3, Xbox stuff? Yeah. The only thing that they added recently to the Xbox was like something PSO2 related. And then the moment I started seeing like snippets and bits of it, I was like, holy shit, this thing is good, but what the fuck is this? This better not be PSO3. Thank God it's not PSO3, but holy fucking shit, that was like, that thing just slapped me across the face. I was like just stuck in a dumbfounded state, and I just stared at the screen. Overall, here's the thing, this is a good thing. Like, with what they just stated too, it's a fucking good thing. Be hyped about it, be happy about it. I'm here on my own little boat. You don't need to join this goddamn boat of mine. I'm on this little boat where I'm like, yeah, happy, question mark. I'll explain why later. Now, once again, you should be happy about this. If you're playing on North America especially, be hyped about it. Because you don't need to worry about a lot of the things. I will make videos where I go into details about what you might want to try to farm for and all that. But yeah, just be happy about it. Do not panic. This is a good thing. We still got a bunch of time too, because they didn't give out a date. They said 2021. When exactly? We have no fucking clue, but they will keep us in the loop. They will tell us when the time comes. For now, just be fucking hyped and happy about it and do what you need to do in-game. You might be saying more if you got more to say, don't you? Yes, I do. So, I knew that they were going to do something like this where they separate it, or have a way to kind of allow PSO2 to be PSO2, and then have PSO2 NGS to be PSO2 NGS. And you might be saying, wait, how did you know? Well, there's a couple of things, especially with what PSO2 does with PSO2 ES. If you're playing on North America PSO2, it's not a thing, but understand that PSO2 ES is a phone app game that is pretty much like your miniature version of PSO2. If you link your main account from PSO2 to PSO2 ES, there's a bunch of perks that you can get, a bunch of bonuses, a bunch of things that you can't get from PSO2 that you can get over there in PSO2 ES. The same can be said with Idola, but Idola is different because it's more of like different characters in that game, and you can't really get your actual characters from PSO2 into Idola. But yeah, when it comes to NGS, it's just on a larger scale. Instead of PSO2 ES, which is quote-unquote a mobile game, PSO2 NGS is just going to be a separate game in itself. Maybe. I don't know how they're going to do it in terms of the mechanical and technical side of things, but it would be easier if they have the two as different games? Question mark? Just so like it's easier to log in to PSO2 and then it's easy to just log into PSO2 NGS. They might have NGS in PSO2, like for example, this isn't going to be true, but this is just an example. Let's just say that you have to log into PSO2 and then there's like some portal or some ship that can take you to the NGS universe or the game within PSO2, but that's a lot of steps to do that. But I don't know. We'll get more details as the release for this NGS is going to come around. For now, though, it's a lot of basic stuff. Like this stuff here, I'm not going to take it at full face value because things are subject to change. Now, hopefully, and I got a feeling that this is going to ring true 100%. I'm going to pray that it is fully fucking true, but all character creation data, including items related to lobby actions and previously registered data, will be compatible with PSO2 NGS. If they're able to do this mechanic where, like, going back to PSO2 ES, the phone app game, if you're able to get your main account into PSO2 ES, you'll notice that all of the accessory stuff, all the outfits, your exact look that you have in-game, will be over there in fucking PSO2 ES. So, if they're able to do that for a fucking phone app game, it shouldn't be hard for them. It might be a bit hard for them, depending on what they had to do in the technical sense, but it shouldn't be that much of a problem to do the same mechanic into NGS. It's just that, you know, there might be some limitations. I don't know. We'll hear more details when it comes around. Now, the biggest concern was more on the weapon units and the affixes more than anything else in this. This is once again a huge fucking plus, a huge upgrade, huge hype factor. But then there's this. I don't really care about the fucking levels and stuff. Let me start over. Let me work my way fucking up again. Cause guess what? If you're playing on the Japanese PSO2, like, North America, you are taking your sweet time to level up because you got advanced quests. You do not have bonus keys. You know how broken these fucking bonus keys are? You know how fucking broken they are? I am making a video talking about how broken this shit is. I even emphasize on how the fuck you can power level easily with these motherfucking keys. This is fucking broken. Arcs missions are fucking broken, which I will make a separate video talking about. But these fucking keys are fucking broken. You know how easy it is for me to power level a fucking character with just keys alone if you give me the right resources and time and shit? I could power level a goddamn character if need be in a fucking week just by doing fucking keys. I'm not gonna do that sort of fucking video because that's gonna annoy the shit out of me, but yeah, keys are fucking broken. You know how easy it is to fucking level up over here in Japanese pieces? It's stupidly fucking easy. So, give me something of a fucking challenge and make me fucking work my way up to fucking whatever max level it is over there in NGS. And here's a flip side still. This is fucking NGS. NGS is gonna have its own shit. PSO2 is gonna have their own shit. So, even if you go over to NGS, guess what? The shit that you have over here in PSO2 is still gonna be fucking here in PSO2. It's just that's not gonna carry over there over in NGS. Still a fine, clean line, but at the same time, you're not losing your progress in-game because of this update, this expansion, whatever the fuck you want to label this thing as. So yeah, I don't care about the fucking levels. Now, the technical side of things, I'm not a big fan of going into like meta shit and, you know, emphasizing on like, oh yeah, you need this weapon because it's like the best weapon in the game. There's a lot of flexibility to this game, and you can point that towards fucking affixes. Yes, I do a bunch of weapon affixes, but weapon affixes are just as important now because of S-class abilities and how they play out. I do have an affixing playlist to those who are interested. You can watch that, but ultimately weapons have a lot of flexibility, and depending on how much time you put on these things, it's like what is acceptable over there in NGS. We have no fucking clue because there's not a lot of data on it. Yeah, they state the bare minimum over here, but it's like, how exactly are they gonna do this? How are they gonna nerf, or how are they gonna go about these special abilities that you have in PSO2 into PSO2 NGS? Once again, I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm jumping the gun, thinking far too ahead. But this kind of influenced the way you play PSO2. If you're playing on North American PSO2, guess what? You don't need to worry about this shit just because you're not that far deep in. And by the time you're like up to date with PSO2, NGS might be around the fucking corner and you'll be like jumping the gun onto that. It's like, yeah, you're good. For Japanese PSO2, we're already up to fucking date. And we're just waiting for more releases and shit. They got a bunch of crap coming out soon too. Like they got a new goddamn fix I want to fucking make, but I am so worried about how they're gonna implement this into NGS. Cause it's gonna be like, yeah, you make this goddamn godlike ability, and then it get fucking nerfed over there when you go over to NGS. It's like, do I really want to go fucking ham deep with it? I have no fucking clue. So the cosmetic shit, yes, you could most likely, hopefully, 100%, you can carry that shit over to NGS. Because they done it for a fucking phone app game. They could do it for another fucking game. Or like a branch off of this game. Expand. I have no fucking clue what the label it has. So I forgot to add this part in the beginning, so I'm going to add it here before I conclude this video. Pretty much, a lot of the Japanese players knew that there was going to be some huge change because they're taking out the Vita. The Vita was able to play the Japanese PSO2. Note that this is not towards the North American PSO2, but because it's taking that function out, guess what? That means we can improve on PSO2 since we don't need to meet the certain specs for the Vita. So that means graphical change, but we just didn't know what exactly, and then boom, they released that NGS and we were like, oh shit. Now, only a very few knew what was going on, and one of my pals in the team of mine, they were able to point out that they were able to figure out that something big was going to happen later because Sega had to release some sort of report. Now, this is more on the finance shit, and I cannot explain this for the life of me. Do not expect me to explain this shit. Apparently, my friend was able to stare at the shit on the Sega website, break down some of their report, quote-unquote reports. It's not actually a report, but they were able to look at a bunch of stuff in terms of the finance shit, and they were able to deduce like, oh yeah, this is what's gonna happen, or like this is what's going on with these investments and stuff, or some shit like that. I am not a finance major. Do not ask me how to actually decipher that crap, or accounting major, or whatever money related fucking major. I know the bare minimum, the basic shit, not the technical shit. But yeah, my friend explained that he knew about it already, and like you can figure out patterns just by staring at their reports and shit. So yeah, that was interesting to hear from them. Ultimately, PSO2 is still gonna be PSO2. NGS is just NGS. It's an expansion, another game that is somewhat related to PSO2. The big thing is you keep your fucking account. So even though I state some concerns that still got me quote unquote in a concerned state, it's just a fucking positive thing overall. I advise you not to be in the same boat as me. Be happy about this, be hyped about it, let me know what you are looking forward to, what are your thoughts about it, you know, put it all in the comments below. For now, I'm just going to continue doing this stuff that I've been doing, you know, releasing a bunch of videos for you guys, and I'm still playing the Japanese PSO2. I will most likely play this game until it fucking dies, or if my PC becomes a piece of shit, and I will need to fix it in some way, shape, or form, and that will force me out of the game. Other than that, though, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace!